Okay, when you finish creating your account, you come to this page here because I want you to go ahead and start creating some code. So we can see we have an HTML block, a CSS block, and a JavaScript block, and we're not using JavaScript in this class. We're just using HTML and CSS. That's going to be enough in 7 weeks to learn. All right, so here is where we put our structure, and here's where we put our styles. But we're not going to start with that yet. We need to organize our work, so we're going to create a collection, and the collection is similar to a folder in your file structure. So if you have a USB drive, you don't throw everything in the USB drive. You make folders in it and then stick your stuff in your folder so you can organize things. All right, so that's what we're going to do first. So if you go back to your picture and click on it, you can see there's something called a dashboard, and the dashboard shows everything that you're doing and what you've done. And here we are. You can see I got some stuff down here. You don't have anything down here, and that's okay. All right, so what we want to do first is go to collections. So you can see this dashboard has pens, projects, posts, and collections. We're going to be using pens and collections in this class. So if I click on collections, um, and I do create and then collection. Let's do. I try to do that. For you, if you go into your collections, you should see a button that says new collection. So here I'm just going to go to collection, create, and then collection. I'm going to call this code pen assignment, and then I'm going to put in here code pen assignment from the course lessons. So as you're doing the lessons, you're going to be creating pens, and you're going to be putting those pens in this collection. All right, I'm going to go ahead and create it. Boom, there it is. You don't see it now because I've got some other ones here that are blocking it. All right, so the next thing we want to do is go ahead and create our first pen and put it in that collection. So I'm going to click create and then pen, and that brings us back to where we were before with our 3 boxes. One of the things I want to do is I want to change the orientation of this. So I'm going to go ahead and change the view. So I'm going to do change, and then this is the view I want. I want to put the code on the left, and then our what happens when we do our code on the right. Then I'll go ahead and click back up here on change view, and I'll get rid of that. All right, so I'm going to write some markup on the left, and it's going to show up on the right. One of the things I want to do is I want to display hello world. And you can see it did that. So I typed it in and it showed hello world. That's great. I want it to be big and bold though. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to use markup for that. So I'm just going to go down to the next line. I want to use a tag called H1 or heading 1. The heading 1 tag's attributes are that it's twice the size of regular text and it's bold. All right, so when I type in H1, you can see the H1 shows up on the screen. That's not how I want it to work. In order for us to be able to use this as a markup tag, we're going to have to put a less than and greater than symbol in front of and behind this H1. Fortunately, it has autocomplete built into it, so all I have to do is type H1, and then when I press the tab key, boom, it goes ahead and puts in all the rest for me, and that not only saves me time, but it ensures I do not make a mistake and make a typographical error. All right, so we want to try typing as little as possible using that autocomplete. So now if I select hello world, I can drag it right into the H1. Boom. I didn't do that right. All right, so I missed it. I put it inside the tag. Let's try that again. Bam. Okay, so now we have H1, hello world, and then close H1. And you can see now it's big and bold and twice the size. That's our first one. That's all we wanted to do for this first pen. So let's go ahead and save it. We're going to name it. So I'm going to click on this little pen here, and I'm going to call this hello world. There we go. And then I'm going to go ahead and save it. And I'm going to go ahead and save it. There we go. Okay, once I save it, you can see that I have all these things opening up down the bottom. And we've saved the pen, and that's fine. But we want to go ahead and put it inside a collection. So I'm going to click the down arrow here by collections. And you can see I got a bunch of stuff. But you will have only this one CodePen assignment collection. And now it is inside that collection. Excellent. Okay. Let's go ahead now and create another pen. Now, there's a way we can do it so that we're doing a little less typing and it's not quite as difficult or not quite as time consuming and a little more accurate. And that is, I want to take what I have now and use that with my next pen. So I'm going to do something called fork. When you fork a pen, what you're doing is you're making a copy of it. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and fork this pen. Now it's been forked. All right, now there's two hello worlds. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the name of this. And I'm going to name this HTML Basics. All right, and then I'm going to go ahead and save it. All right, it's been saved. Now I'm going to come down here, though, and I'm going to put it into my collection. So now I have two pens in there. I have my Hello World, and now I have my HTML Basics. All right, and then this one, we're just going to be adding some other parts to this. All right, so what's the time on this?